Hello everyone, it's Faithful again. This is going to be very short. The last one was quite long and I do not want your heads to blow up. So this is going to be short. I am going to ask you a few questions. Now, do you know that you are what you eat? Remember, we talked about stress last episode, and I'll tell you a little bit about foods that help ease stress and anxiety. 1. Salmon. Before I talk about these sets of foods or things to eat, I want to tell you why they are helpful with stress. They usually increase vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, which are the EPA and DHA. And what do? They regulate our neurotransmitters, which are dopamine and serotonin, and are calming and relaxing. They have these properties that reduces anxiety. They decrease inflammation and prevent brain cell dysfunction, which are common with stress. They help us adapt to changes, being better able to handle stressors that trigger anxiety symptoms. Now, again, salmon. This is a good one. They are very high in vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. Turmeric. They contain curcumin, which is a compound that has been studied extensively to improve brain health. Number 3, dark chocolate. Not the regular chocolates that make you gain weight and increase your sugar levels. Dark chocolates are very nasty when you eat it. They don't taste good, but they contain antioxidants like flavonols. Yogurt, that's a probiotic. They improve mental health and brain function and decrease inflammation. Another big one, green tea. They contain L-theanine, which is an amino acid that promotes brain health, and they decrease cortisol levels, which is very high with stress. So drink more green tea and less coffee. Another one is almonds. They help promote brain function and decrease oxidative stress. Blueberries, they are good for you and they taste good too. Now, eggs contain vitamin D. They have proteins, and inadequate intake of proteins and tryptophan, which actually is also in eggs, can decrease our increase our stress levels if we do not have enough of them. Now, eggs are good for you, but too much eggs are not good for cholesterol, which we're going to talk about in another episode. We're going to talk about cholesterol and how it can affect our heart in a negative way. So eggs, you should have them in moderation. Turkey, bananas, and oats, they have not been extensively studied like the other ones I mentioned, but they seem to be good for our stress levels. Do you know aromatherapy has been extensively studied and has been shown to be really, really good for us in decreasing our stress levels? Yes, they do. They can come in form of oils. They can come in form of candles, incense, scents like lavender, chamomile, sandalwood can be very soothing, and studies have shown that they activate certain receptors in our brain and potentially ease anxiety. Do you know it's really, really, really helpful to write down your thoughts? Yes. Studies have shown writing down your thoughts makes or decrease the anxiety by getting it out of your head. And even people that have generalized anxiety disorder have been encouraged by psychologists to write their thoughts, and it's been proven to help with stress. So do so and see how that helps you. Now, do you know getting up earlier than everyone, which I'm trying to do now, and it's been helping me, helps you with your stress levels? How, you may ask? Listen, if you sleep early, wake up early, you start early to achieve things, and in your head you feel better. Why? You know you've achieved more when you wake up early and do one or two things that is important to you. When you get it out of the way, the rest of the day tends to go smoothly, and that helps with your stress levels. I do that now. I wake up at 4 o'clock after sleeping earlier, and guess what? I'm able to meditate. I'm able to just, do stuff when everyone is still asleep, like study. I'm able to exercise. I'm able to just, look over my work for my patients. And when I get to work, I feel better because I know that I know my patients. I'm up and about earlier. Try it. Tell me how you feel. Do you know it's important to exercise every single day? Get up, get going. And when you do get back from work, you haven't exercised in the morning, just take a run around. Engage your friend by doing that. You guys can take a good brisk walk every day, or even with your spouse. Do it every day. I'm going to indulge my husband to do so with me every day, or if not every day, every other day. That's my goal, and we're going to talk about it and do it every single day. Do you know it's important to practice mindfulness? Very, very important to present in the moment. Do not worry about the past. Do not worry about the future. Just focus on what you have right now. Do you know that hugging someone every day is so helpful? So guess what? I hug my kids every day, so many times a day, because it makes me feel good. It decreases my stress levels. I hug my husband every day, and I'm going to do more of it, and hug my friends when I see them so tight, so that I can just release. And I'm sure it gives them love, and it helps me feel loved. Now, one big thing that has shown to help with stress levels is unplugging. Unplug your phones. Just get away when you can. Even if it's a weekend, take 2 days off and just go somewhere. It doesn't have to be somewhere exquisite, somewhere you're going to spend so much money. You can just go to a park or somewhere very, very secluded and just unplug from the regular, disconnect from the regular. And trust me, if you make this a habit to do so at least once a month, actually once in 2 weeks, it doesn't have to be anything big. That is very helpful. I am planning to every month do something with my family, and every other month try to do something with my husband away from everyone. And that should be very helpful to decrease my stress level. Do you know that when you laugh, your heart rate increases and you take very deep breaths? And guess what? It lowers your systolic blood pressure. Do you know, very importantly, that when you use social media a lot, it increases anxiety, depression, and causes other mental health issues? Studies have shown over and over again that when you use social media a lot, it actually affects our stress levels in such a high amount, and it causes our body image concerns to increase. And guess what? It actually makes us feel more lonely. Isn't that weird? We think, oh, well, we're on social media, we're meeting people on social media, or whatever we do on social media. It actually shows that it increases our level of feeling lonely. So please find out how to use it in healthier ways. Do you know that singing can lower stress? It boosts immunity and our lung function. It enhances memory and improves mental health and helps us cope with physical and emotional pain. Sing it out, my friend. It would help you. I tell you. Do you know that being hydrated, staying well hydrated is so good for us? It regulates our body temperature. It keeps our joints lubricated. It prevents infections. And guess what? It actually helps our sleep quality and gives us more energy and decreases stress levels. It makes us less hungry, and we eat less and we can lose weight. And one last thing I want you to know. Do you know that heart disease is the number one cause of death in the United States and other Western countries, and even in Africa? Yes, it is. And despite all the Western interventions, it is the number one cause of death. Now, how can you avoid becoming a statistic? We're going to talk about that in our next podcast episode, and more about health, the do's and the don'ts. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Please email me if you have any questions at drosawesmallbites@gmail.com, or call me if you have my number. I'm always there for you. Much love. Stay tuned.